So when I heard it was the 500th anniversary, I just, because Da Vinci has always been one of the people who most inspire me.
Hmm.
And I don't know why I've always had a thing for Da Vinci. When we ran Hamilton, we used to call it Da Vinci's Workshop because the idea was Da Vinci would invent things which no tools existed yet to make that thing, but he would envision something and then he would invent and build in his workshop the tools to make that thing.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's the height of creativity.
Uh-huh.
When you invent things that the tools don't even exist to make that yet, but then you invent the tools. And so the whole notion of Da Vinci's workshop is we could envision that scale of, invention. Oh, don't tell me he invented the scissors.
Yep.
Did he really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Oh my God. Well, talk about useful. But the thing, when you study Da Vinci's life, Da Vinci lived in a period. I remember there's a great line in The Third Man by Orson Welles where he says, in 2,000 years of war and strife, the Italians created Michelangelo, Da Vinci, and in 2,000 years of peace, the Swiss created the cuckoo clock.
Yeah.
But if you look at the time, I've been watching every sort of movie and documentary I could get my hands on Da Vinci just to kind of get myself learning more. And if you look at what Da Vinci lived through in terms of the war and the politics and first of all, it's amazing he lived because they tried to destroy him.
Oh yes, they sure
Very
did.
young. I mean, they tried to literally put him away and he invented his way out of it. But his response to every evil thing that came his way was to create something to help solve the problem.
Uh-huh.
And it's incredible. The guy just never stops inventing solutions. There's one great etching we saw in the bibliothèque in Milan, and it's this tiny little, you could see him doodling, and it's a map of Europe. He did it later in his life. And then it's a picture of a man with one of these flying wing contraptions,
Uh-huh.
and you can tell he's making a list of it's his bucket list.
Uh-huh.
Every place he wants to go, and he's trying to figure out a way
To get there.
to get there.
Yeah.
And you can see him like daydreaming. I want to go here, here, and here. And if I do this and I figure out how to, could I do, and you're like, wow, here's a guy who's trying to solve, the public transportation problem.
By inventing airplanes.
Well, he did. He's got
helicopters,
right.
airplanes,
Tanks.
Yeah.
Right. Submarines.
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 That's right.
So, he basically, if you look at all of his etchings and drawings, he invented the modern world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I talked in part one about how if we had just published what he did on the circulation system, modern medicine would have advanced
Much sooner
much
than
sooner.
it did.
Much
Yeah.
sooner. Anyway, for the kids I love, I just bought a book on Da Vinci because I want kids, and I'm trying to get the subscribers and clients to do the same for the kids in your family or the kids you love. Turn them on to Da Vinci. This is a year, there are a ton of exhibits all over the place, but they're books and other materials. And it's a way to help a child understand that they don't have to slot into a slot.
Yes.
They
Yes.
they can do lots of different things.
He was an autodidact.
Right. You should explain what that is.
Well, someone who's self-taught.
Right.
Largely self-taught.
He was an illegitimate child. His family, his father didn't embrace him, so to speak. He did not have the access to education or to, the best internships, and he really had to work his way completely by merit up from the bottom.
Yeah. There's a lesson in that. When the system fails you, teach yourself.
Think a little bit about what you can do to celebrate the year of Da Vinci because it doesn't take but a few Da Vincis to keep us out of the dark ages because otherwise that's where we're headed.
Own the culture.
Own the culture.
And he sure did.
He sure did.